Last week, we began a look at the topic, giving worry an eviction notice. I didn't quite know which way it was going and know that it was going to focus on how do you get worry out of your life? How do you live a life not in worry? When God says fret not, when God says don't worry, don't be anxious, cast your cares on me. What does it look like? What does it look like when someone's going through a tragedy, when they're going through the trials, when the flood waters are overflowing them? What do you say? There's the cliche, don't worry, it's going to be okay, God's got it. In your heart, you know that. In your heart, you know it's going to be okay. Even through the pain, you know. And you know God's got it. You know that God is all powerful, but what keeps you going? What keeps you from jumping out of the window or swallowing the pills or pulling the trigger or ending it all when the doctor tells you that your child may never see again, or when you get a call that your brother died sitting in a chair at work, or your daughter gives birth to her second child and is left paralyzed, basically can't walk without a walker, can't go to the bathroom, can't do things for herself. What happens when things just don't go the way you think they're going to go? What's going on? What's happening? As I pondered those thoughts after receiving a call from, or a text from someone asking for prayer for a family member who was about to go through a life-changing procedure, I thought, what do you say? Oh yeah, I could say, don't worry, it's going to be okay, God's got you. This person knows that. This person knows God and knows the power of God, but when you're going through it, it hurts. You do worry. You do become concerned. But the key is not to become consumed. Not to park by the worry. Not to rest in the pain. To release it. To let it go. In those times of darkness, in those times that Jesus told us we would have, he said, you will have tribulations, but be of good cheer. I've overcome the world. In those times when you don't understand and you ask, why God? What happened? Who's at fault? And then you remember what Jesus told his disciples when he healed the blind man. They wanted to know who sinned, this man or his father. And Jesus' response was, neither. This was done so that you can witness the glory of God. And so as we look at or go through or experience our pain, our hurt, our disappointment, our agony, our frustration, our anger, our bitterness, whatever the emotion is, the worry, we cannot be overcome by that worry. We cannot allow that worry to paralyze us. We must hold on to that anchor. We must remember that our soul is anchored in the Lord, and even though it doesn't feel good or feel right, and we can't see the way and the pain hurts, our soul is anchored. Our soul is anchored. We don't have to understand it by and by. There's a song that says we will, but we may not. We may never understand many of the things that we go through in life, but we have to remember that God knows what he's doing. This world belongs to God. We belong to God. We are here for his purpose, for his plan, and his ways are truly not our ways. And so hold on to that anchor. Hold on tightly to God's unchanging hands. Through the trials, his love does not change. Through the tribulations, his love does not change. In the darkness, his love does not change. He still loves us. He still cares for us. So we can give worry an eviction notice. We can tell worry. We choose to praise God. We choose to believe God. We don't have to understand